It can also allow businesses to access justice without breaking the bank. It can be a solution for small companies, which is affordable and allows them then to focus on their core business. And that is certainly not to get lost in litigation. But it is also and equally important for consumers who often cannot reach justice otherwise. But one principle has to be said before we tackle this problem. Alternative dispute resolution can never be a replacement for access to justice. It's very important to know this and to stress it. It is an alternative. It is not a replacement. And it must always be possible, if the alternative doesn't work, that you can go to justice. So if this principle is clarified, then a lot of questions which consumers might have can be solved. So that agreements resulting from mediation are likely to be complied with more easily in a voluntary matter, and then we will of course avoid to have a next step to going to court because of unsatisfactory results. And something which is very important, it is important of course in family matters, but it is also important in the case of commercial relationships. They can preserve a sustainable relationship between the parties. Mediation, as you know, is by no means the only possible type of alternative dispute resolution. I would like to emphasize that we have also other forms of ADR, and two recommendations of the Commission have identified a number of minimum guarantees that ADR schemes should respect: impartiality, effectiveness, and in some specific sectors like energy and consumer credit, EU legislation requires ADR schemes to be set up for consumer disputes. We today in the EU more than 700 ADR schemes. But even if we have so many, we have one evidence, and that is that ADR has not yet reached its full potential. There are three main shortcomings. Gaps in the coverage of ADR schemes, lack of awareness of consumers and businesses, and a very uneven quality of ADR schemes. And that is why we really need to continue to work on this if we want to have it taken up horizontally and in an efficient manner. We have to look at B2B in the context of ADR. We have conducted a consultation, and the responses which we got showed us that in general businesses are interested in this field, and they would like to have ADR also in B2B transactions. I do believe that if we want to have a very normal way of functioning of the internal market, we need to eliminate the barriers. Barriers are mostly important in cross-border trade, and everything we can do in order to make it smoother and simpler for companies and for consumers to see this 500 million consumer market as their own and to feel comfortable and secure in this, we should do. And so ADR for consumers, but in the second step also for B2B will be a solution.